Hello. So, day 13 now, I guess. Just read Jeremiah 24. I was thinking of doing 25 also, and then 25 is a very long chapter. I would be here all day trying to read through this. But Jeremiah 24 had a really good analogy in here. Jeremiah gets a vision of two baskets of figs the Lord brings to his attention, and one basket looks all good and nice and like you could eat it, and the other basket, he uses the word naughty, so it's all shriveled up and full of things you can't eat. Excuse me. So then he tells him the meaning of this dream that he had, and basically the good figs that are brought to Jeremiah are those people that are sent away into captivity, and they actually flourish because they turn to God, and they have good fruits in their life because they listen to God's chastening, they turn to him, and they make that choice. And the bad figs are the ones that even in captivity, they continue to dwell on their, what's been taken from them, and they continue to walk wickedly, and they turn to whatever culture has surrounded them. So God can't use those figs, and he says, I'm going to use things like pestilence and famine and wipe those figs off of the earth. And I think what's important is to realize that, we're, as Christians, we're in the world but not of the world. We're kind of captive here. We're held captive on this earth for a time, and the world is Satan's domain. We're stuck here. And even when bad things are happening and we're surrounded by this culture, we don't have to turn to it. We can still turn to God. We still have choice in our lives. And it's good to just look at God and to try and be more godly. I'm looking at verse 6. It says, I will set mine eyes upon them for good, and I will bring them again to this land, and I will build them and not pull them down. I will plant them and not pluck them up. I will give them a heart to know me, that I am the Lord, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God, for they shall return unto me with their whole heart. And I think that's the important part of this chapter. Returning to God with a whole heart, having a heart for God. And as you turn to him, he builds you up and he blesses you, and he gets you closer to him. He brings you in close. If you want to know God, turn to him, especially when you're being held captive.